Beloved hearts, I come invested in your freedom. What type of freedom do I invest in you? It is your freedom to pursue the divine relentlessly, day and night, and within every hour. And this divine originates both in the great central sun and within you as a receptor for and an instrument of all that is pure, divine, radiant, and rich in spiritual fire. Yes, I have delivered to mankind the gift of the violet fire by dispensation of the karmic board long ago. Yet it is time in this new cycle and decade for that action of the violet fire to increase within initiates planetary-wide. If there is to be world transmutation, planetary transformation, and it is up to you each one through your pursuit relentlessly of God within to be invocative of this action through your life lived to God's glory and through your pure seeing of that violet fire as immaculately reconceiving all in the perfected matrix of divineness, of beauty, and of holy glory. Jesus, the living Christ and pure example of a godly man, has come to initiate all of you in the age of Pisces and the art of compassion, forgiveness, and the longevity that comes when you let go of your past and embrace the eternal now through radical forgiveness. Have you practiced this science daily within self, where there is the absolution of your soul as you forgive all, as you embrace the allness of God, which may only come when you know yourself as the one and move in the eternal stream of God beingness and light through love, which is at the core of forgiveness and mercy. Being merciful is more than simply being pious and accepting everything and everyone and every moment. It is, dearest ones, a boldness that through that fire of the violet light you help Portia and me move our endeavor of planetary freedom forward victoriously through sweeping the earth clean again and again through the invocation of this light energy field where the Holy Spirit comes, moves through you, blazes forth, earth, air, fire, and water in an immaculate matrix of perfected glory. You can do much more in your visualization of the violet fire, dearest ones, if you choose to see as a child sees, with great imagination, with great creativity, what is already in heaven, now displacing that upon earth which has been accepted as real and yet which is not. Even if you spend a few moments in meditation, in a sense, divinely conjuring up what is beautiful and sublime in your mind's eye before you open your mouth, then you may empower that vision with this co-creative spirit and energy in a greater measure, dearest hearts, so that the effects of your invocations will be magnanimously more expansive and virtuous in their radiance and power. I expect initiates of the sacred fire to begin anew, to dramatize what is in heaven through your third eye, perfect vision in 2020 and beyond. For we require those who are bold in their divine perceptions. We accept that you, each one, as initiates, becoming arhats, may indeed put into practice all that you have learned of what we have done, and then make it even more majestic through your own co-creative spark, one with God. Do you think, dearest ones, that we would be accepting of you only reaching levels that we reached in our lifetimes, even as great as they were? We expect you to go beyond, be daring, and indeed moving heaven and earth through the majesty of your Spirit, the I Am Spirit, which can do anything with God when you are one in that eternal energy of life itself. You have embraced so much, so far, and yet I give you a vision of where we are going in our work, and where you may assist us in moving mountains of what had been called pride and arrogance and deception into a new matrix of joy and harmony and peace. When you accept the dynamics of your divineness and the id of your divine identity, there is no limit to what can be achieved through your vision one with God. Therefore, utilize this great resource of your third eye, one with the all-seeing eye, to reconceive of all as immaculate, whole, pure, and joyously radiant. Now, as angels of the sacred fire and of the seventh ray come forth to fan the fire of the violet light in your midst throughout this service, we will expand what you invoke by a power of 12. And though there are not 12 physically here, yet this dispensation is manifest now. And therefore there may be, even in this 2-hour period, planetary victory manifest. There may be the dissolution of darkness into deeper and deeper levels of the astral plane, seeking to erupt into the physical through violence and war. I say it has no power over the earth, within the Middle East, throughout the United States and beyond. Only God is real. Only God, within the divine ideal, has the authority to create what is and shall always be real in this domain. Therefore, see the new reality before you. Accept it as a virtuous outpicturing of the highest order of the archangels, of the sacred fire, through all the 9 choirs unto the seraphim and cherubim themselves. Fly, if you would, into higher realms of God glory and know the quintessences of God's breath, of God's heartbeat, of God's cosmic emanations, and feel their import within you and their ability to transform you and anything in your world in this radiance of godliness and joy. Yes, I am Saint Germain, and it is my pleasure to be of service to the Almighty and to utilize all that God has vouchsafed within my I Am God presence on your behalf for planetary salvation and for the freedom of every man, woman, and child embodying herein. Look not to that which is dense and dark and devious and deceptive. Look only to the divine for your news and for your new views of life, both for yourselves, your communities, your nations, and your world. What is news? Well, heaven has its broadcasts, and these broadcasts, if you choose, may originate from the altars of the ancient retreats of the universal great white brotherhood in the etheric worlds. And if you choose to so associate with those who broadcast only purity, love, harmony, and peace, so be it. For this is the way, the truth, and the life of the Christ in this and in all ages. To view all as immaculate, to see all as divine, and through the power of that vision, to recreate all in the God glory of divinity and oneness. I am your master if you would have me. Yet, indeed, blessed ones, always and ever, I shall be simply your holy brother of love. Thank you.